This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
Inflation wave costing minimum shoppers during the festive season. 2024 prediction for state-owned enterprises. And National Court in favor of state over WAFI Goldpool landowners. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Shopping for festive seasons is like never before as prices of goods is skyrocketing. Shopping centers have seen less shoppers doing shopping for these festive seasons. This is due to the high inflation pressure felt across the globe.
The inflation in the country has become an alarming concern for Papua New Guineans struggling to make ends meet for their families and communities. An employee from the Simberi gold mine, James Lai, gave a comprehension of prices of goods now and then.
When I first came here in 2014, the prices of goods and services were pretty okay, but eventually it started to increase. And it was so increased that for minimum wage earners could not afford to get most of the goods in the stores. For example, in 2014, 15, and 16, around there, 10 kg rice was around 23 kg and 50 toy, and now it's went all the way up to 67. It's really something that people cannot afford to live on.
This is evident across all the shopping malls in NCD. An SME holder, Christina Nori, shared the same sentiment.
Market line to kind of one day we go on the money campus go and finish. On work line to all I have not seen. Around was said out in one them. One finish the two one bag one them notice and finish it. I'm beginning to claim we gotta go nothing now.
The high cost of living is having a huge impact to ordinary citizens' lives and forces certain individuals to resort to illegal activities to meet ends for themselves and for their families. Shopping centers look empty at this festive season as people are buying less compared to previous years.
And most of the minimum wage earners, they don't shop in Cairns or in Sydney or in football. They buy around where they live, and mostly they spend in the informal sector. So they're also putting money back into to stimulate the growth at the micro level, in the informal sector. So it gives a fair opportunity for everyone to, meet the cost of whatever needs they have in achieving some level of a decent living standard.
This harsh reality is faced by the countrymen and women due to inflation, high income taxes, and very low minimum wages. Francisca Anania, National EMTV News.
Minister for State-Owned Enterprises William Duma acknowledges the funding support from the national government through various SOEs in the country. The minister anticipates 2024 to be a year of success for all SOEs.
Minister Duma applauded the national government for all the support towards the functioning of the SOEs in the country and pinned a spotlight to the government's efforts in engaging the Kumul Mineral Holdings Limited to be the major shareholder in the new Pogera Limited.
Government make him ego and need the leadership of Prime Minister ego. Now he makes him good blood benefit structure of Pogera. Kumul Mineral Holdings company where Prime Minister and Makimil look out to land. I mean now majority shareholder of this gold mine. Where we have an opportunity to make more money out of our own resources. Before we had them, no God now.
Duma further revealed some of the major funding made by the government to help with the effective operations of various SOEs in the country.
PNG power work got problem yet. But still, government do marabe emi allocate 200 million kina. Long kerabim, na rebuild him, na reorganize him, na buy market all run down all the machines. Lot trainings la company around. Long help him all SME too. Long National Development Bank went to one in the Ministry of me. Government law marabe since 2020 emi allocate him 200 million kina law budget. So the money around law land him will SME level. Money is tough, but process long. See money land have to take him time. You must complete more paperwork, the minimal requirements and money stuff land.
He further stated that the government has made history for allowing the nation's flag carrier to get 11 new fleets into the country.
By the end of next year, me and talk them, there will be no delays or flight cancellations because we will have brand new airplane balloons. All F-70s and F-100s, they are no longer in production. Only in the working with balloons yet. All finished in production now. Now we need small Airbus, which are bigger than F-100s and F-70s.
Minister Duma remained confident that commencing next year, prices of airlines tickets will drop and anticipates 2024 to be a better year for the country. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Southern Highlands Governor William Powie took the opportunity to apologize on behalf of his people to the people of Western Highlands for all the bad deeds that his people have caused to the province. This happened recently in Mount Hagen during the launching of the road project.
Highlands province serves as the major economic center for all the provinces in the Highlands region. Western Highlands Governor Y. Rapa elaborates further.
But this little 4-block road, Prime Minister, Agan Town, and now you give money, you be selling, and town belong. South Highlands, town belong, town belong, Mendi, Hanger, and town belong, you may Highlands. I'm not plus, private class for me. But this little 4-block road is an important road.
Most of the lawlessness happening within the province is caused from the people from other provinces. Governor for Southern Highlands Province William Powie at the official launching of the Mount Hagen City Road links apologized for all the bad deeds that his people have caused in the province over many years.
We also acknowledge him, good passing the Ipla. Na long marking mouse, long all display, all people from me also yellow pandia. Kaguarave, Niba Kudubu, Imbongu. Na iko assembly hela since governor staff na leadership to staff. People talk big plus soils and plenty time people say that back people come here. We take him this time. No apologize on behalf of my people. There's plenty of problem from people killing, can something. Spark back it up. People say come work in plenty back here. So, on behalf of all, we publicly humble me yet, now we talk with
This sentiment was also shared by the Prime Minister James Marape. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Western Highlands leaders has called on the national government to establish a university in the province. This request was made recently at the official launching of the Mount Hagen City Road link officiated by the Prime Minister.
Western Highlands Governor Y. Rapa firmly stated that his province is one of the senior provinces and establishment of a university is necessary. Rapa requested the national government to consider this need for the province.
Western Highlands should finish the university. And very important, Prime Minister. Now, no time for you, and you make him again. And by you got name blue, and by you walk blue, tomorrow blue, you know make it blue me. After generation, I'm now. I'm also one play university. You make a thing in any university. Western Highlands, you may always something. Me governor, me go pass, not support him. On tertiary institution, me pay him school fee and all that. Me by I'm master, not support him this lot too.
Member for Mulbaya Jacob Maki echoed the same sentiment.
I speech, Dr. Please. I want the university to be established again. Mingat, Mulbaya Mingat, 7th grade 12 secondary education staff, 7th class staff. You look at please. Parliament Topim, and Mr. Long, Western Highlands and Mr. District Lobby.
Responding to this request from the two leaders, Prime Minister Marape says they will have to look at the existing facility like the Mount Hagen Technical College and the Highlands Agriculture College to change their status to university.
Yes, right away, but it must get plan, a process, cost. Whatever you look him, you got polytechnics. If you look at how we could expand beyond this, if you look at Hati, where the Hati stop where the Hati go, if you walk on this plan, it's all part of the planning process.
Sharon Engnui, National MTV News.
National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to National MTV News. With many having reasons to being thankful for the festivities, 26-year-old mother Esther Kupun shares her joy as she received a baby boy on Christmas Day, one of 44 babies delivered yesterday.
Hailing from the Jiwaka and Chimbu province in the Highlands region, Esther is now a mother of 3 children with the recent birth of a baby boy. Esther expressed that she was so happy that she had given birth to a child on Christmas Day. She highlighted that it was a blessing to her and her family, and she had a real reason to celebrate Christmas together. Information gathered from the Port Moresby General Hospital Labour Ward specified that a total of 44 babies were born yesterday on Christmas Day. Of the 44 babies, 17 were males and 27 were females. The heaviest was a baby boy who weighed 4.5 kg, born at 4 a.m. in the morning, and that is Esther Kupun's baby. Meanwhile, as most of the formal sectors clock off into relaxation for festivities, hardworking doctors, nurses, and staff are on their feet for the festivities to ensure mothers and babies were safe for and after delivery. Gladys Kila, National MTV News.
Member for Huon Gulf and Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion, Jason Peter, gave his reflection on Boxing Day, outlining the importance of fostering community unity and religious harmony today in the Huon Gulf district of Morobe Province. In the spirit of unity and togetherness, the Minister for Community Development, Youth and Religion, Jason Peter, emphasized on the significance of Boxing Day as a time for reflection, gratitude, and community bonding. Upon recognizing the role communities play, Minister Peter urged the people to work together to build a future that is inclusive, where the aspiration of youths are realized and also religious diversity is celebrated as a source of strength. Furthermore, he urged the people of Huon Gulf to engage in acts of kindness, reach out to neighbors, and participate in community events during this festive season. Boxing Day also forms part of Christmas and originally represents the act of giving gifts to people in need. Over 1,000 young boys and girls, known as the Pathfinders in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, congregated to Cleanwara Makam in Morobe Province for a week-long camp that saw 238 young people baptized.
Falling between the ages of 10 to 15, the vibrant and enthusiastic Pathfinders took part in a camp that saw participation of almost 22 provinces. Each province attended the camp with at least 16 to 20 Pathfinders each. The nation's capital alone noted having around 2,000 plus delegates along with their support staff. Under the theme, I Anchor in Jesus, the young participants engaged in spiritual building programs as well as social and mental, with some of the activities being the team building obstacle course, horseback riding, knot tying and marching. An administration assistant to the youth director from the Central Papua Conference, Ms. Iava Bland, reflected that the camp was inspiring as well as challenging for the young people as they displayed what they had learned in their classes so far and meet new people. A challenge, Ms. Bland noted, for the campri was logistics given the number of Pathfinders to move to and from and flight delays for the Pathfinders' return to their respective provinces. The major Pathfinder Camp for the PNG Seventh-day Adventist Church that took place this month from the 17th to the 23rd at Klinwara in Makam, Morobe Province takes place every 5 years. Natasha Voy, National EMTV News.
After 3 years of conflict, the people of Waganghuluk and Buhalu villages of the Labuta LLG in Nawai district of Morobe province recently marked a historic moment, signifying a peace reconciliation ceremony. This peace reconciliation ceremony aims to pave way for services to reach these areas. One such is the upgrade of Labuta Coastal Highway, among others.
Local MP Teo Pelgan told the villagers who gathered at the reconciliation ceremony that those 3 years of differences among them was too long and it had slowed progress in development. He expressed that this ceremony marks a new pathway to peace and it is important for the villagers to reconcile once and for all and let go of all the pain and suffering that kept them apart for 3 years. Pelgan told his people that the course could be changed through peaceful means that required collective efforts from all and not by violence and aggression. He further stated, assuring that people would expect to see developments in the two LLGs as developments in the areas had been stalled because of the conflict. The two villages were also assured by the district CEO Bads Botike that now that these villages have reconciled, services will follow suit. Botike assured that education and health services will be implemented across the district as these are vital. He urged the villagers to leave their differences aside, stand together and allow development into their area. 40,000 kina, pigs and garden food were shared among the two villages. The conflict between the two villages erupted after a youth from Buhalu was murdered. In retaliation, 43 houses belonging to the Waganghuluk people was burnt down with road access blocked for the last 3 years. Gladys Killa, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sport. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. On this lively Boxing Day, the spirits were high at Bomana Prison as inmates engaged in the NCD Governors Cup with a game of touch footy. 10 teams split into 2 pools battled it out today, showcasing their talents and competitive spirit across 10 participating teams.
In Pool B, mixed mates clashed with the Highway Tigers, with the Tigers triumphing with a solid 4-1 win. Meanwhile, over in Pool A, 6 Connections faced the Southern Waves but faced a tough 6-0 defeat. The intense competition continued with the MSU Eagles taking on the 7 Stars in Pool A, while in Pool B, the West Dogs clashed with the Trent Sappers and the Highway Tigers engaged with NGI Momase. Bomana Prison's Welfare and Rehabilitation Sector Manager, Inspector EUK Garrison, was thrilled with the inmates' passion for the game. She pointed out how these games, especially the touch footy matches, played a vital role in their rehabilitation journey.
So when we have, my observation, when we have Friday sports, there's lots of, all teams participate, their attendance is good, and we have lots of prisoners also coming out to spectate, support their teams. But we haven't encountered any problem yet, like teams arguing, teams fighting.
She said positive behavior and active participation of the inmates during these matches are a big win for their progress. Inspector Garrison also mentioned that following these games, the inmates are geared up for their regular Friday games, adding to their ongoing enthusiasm and competitive spirit within the prison walls. James Guken, Rukai Sports.
As 2023 draws to a close, the rugby action at Connie Tigers Oval reached its peak with the competition of the National District Governors Elimination Rounds. Today's showdown featured a thrilling rematch between Country Brothers and Monomotros Brothers. Country Brothers emerged victorious with a 4-0 win.
Following that intense match, Warriors clashed with Tombam Warriors in an epic battle, ultimately securing an 8-6 triumph. The action continued as Capital Macaws faced off against the Urunawini Raiders in the plate playoff, where the Macaws dominated with a resounding 4-0 victory. With these wins, the triumphant teams are gearing up to charge in the semi-final scheduled for tomorrow. Meanwhile, in the women's division, anticipation is soaring for the upcoming grand finals. PCL Venoms are set to clash with Morata Bullets for the cup title, while Vanu Dust will take on Olik Sarimex for the plate. Additionally, the Morata Swans and GB Dogs are geared up for an exciting battle in the bowl category. James Guken, Krukai Sports.
National Capital District Governor Powers Pakop shared his remarks on the Governor's Cup progression, highlighting that the Cup ran smoothly without any disruptions. The Governor made this statement at an exclusive interview with this newsroom today.
At an interview today with the NCDC Governor, Powers Pakop, he shared his remarks on the Governor's Cup progression.
Yeah, from what I have been told, it's going well. We're supposed to have 70 teams, but I am advised that it's gone beyond 70. I think it went to 72 or 74 teams. So that's very good, because it means that a lot of young men and young women and the communities in the city are involved.
He added the competition is not only structured as a rugby league competition, but as an event where everybody is and able to participate in.
So far, the reports are positive. I have not had any problems with violence or bad behavior.
He added that with Billy Aki in charge as the director, the competition has been running smoothly.
They're managing it well. I'm very pleased with them. Up to now, I'm very pleased with them.
Governor Pakop is pleased that the competition is seen as a community-based event that is achieving the outcome, which is contributing to having a good Christmas period. Claire Mauta, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region: Port Moresby City, partly cloudy with possible showers and thunderstorms. Daru, partly cloudy with few showers. Kerema and Popondetta, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Alatau, partly cloudy with few showers. In the Momase region, Lay City, cloudy periods with few showers. Medang, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Vanimo, partly cloudy with brief showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, partly cloudy with chances of few showers. Keveng, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo, Rabaul and Kimbe, cloudy with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Buka, partly cloudy with possible few showers. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Goroka and Kundiawa, cloudy with rain showers and thunderstorms. Mendi and Wabek, partly cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And before we go, the National Court of Justice has dismissed a proceeding on Friday, the 22nd of December 2023, regarding aggrieved landowners of the WAFI Goldpool mine in Morobe province. The much talked about WAFI Goldpool project has seen a recent court proceeding made by aggrieved landowners where the National Court has ruled in favor of the state to dismiss the proceeding. The matter was filed by PU Land Group Inc. as the first plaintiff and Augustine Guai as chairman of Tukitalum Landowners Association Inc. as second plaintiff in the proceeding filed on the 9th of October 2023. The proceeding challenged Morobe Governor Luther Wenge as first defendant, Minister for Mining Se Anopala as second defendant, with the state as the third defendant. The state has applied to dismiss the proceedings for the lack of Section 5 notice. Solicitor General Tauvasa Tanuvasa explains.
The other basis for dismissing the proceedings was also that the plaintiffs who were named these proceedings did not get the requisite authority from each of the intended plaintiffs, and there wasn't any proof or evidence in writing that for the principal plaintiffs to act on behalf of them, as well as the lawyers who was purportedly acting for all of them. Because the proceedings was based on a purported claim that their rights were not, or they were not recognized as one of the landowners, they ought to have filed a judicial review proceedings seeking to review the decisions made by the government as to whether they should have been recognized or not.
Moreover, after the proceeding dismissal, the state can now deal with the special mining lease for the WAFI Goldpool project.
Prior to the court dismissing the proceedings, on the 20th of December 2023, the court had also made an order to set aside the ex parte orders that were obtained by the plaintiffs, and by ex parte I mean the orders which they obtained in the absence of the state. And those orders had quite an impact on the WAFI Goldpool project, because it effectively prevented the state from conducting any meetings with any of the stakeholders. The stakeholders included the affected local governments, the landholders from the special mining lease area, the mining easements and lease for mining purpose areas, including Mori provincial government. 20th of December 2023, those ex parte orders were dissolved, and which has now allowed the state to deal with the special mining lease for this $5.4 billion WAFI Goldpool project, which is pending the conclusion of the mining development contract headed by the state negotiation team. The mining development contract is a high-level agreement between the state and developers, or the proponents, in Harmony and Newmont. So now that can proceed with unhindered.
Solicitor General Tauvasa Tanuvasa gave a brief on this. Now that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, the 26th of December 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.